Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In this one we're going to take a look at something incredibly special. For those of you who have been playing Minecraft for a very long time indeed, you might remember a mod known as the Piston mod. Now this was the mod that introduced pistons before pistons were officially introduced into the game, so we're talking about a very long time ago, and it worked in exactly the same way as standard vanilla Minecraft pistons do. So we had regular pistons, we had sticky pistons, but there was one extremely subtle difference, and that is how regular pistons used to interact with gravity blocks like sand and gravel. In vanilla Minecraft, if we power this piston right here, you can see that the sand gets pushed upwards and then it drops back down. Nothing particularly exciting, whereas with the piston mod, it would be launched right the way up into the sky, which made for some pretty interesting contraptions. One of my personal favourites was known as the Minecraft Piston Sand Wave. It just looked absolutely incredible, but the issue is that was uploaded on June the 17th, 2011, which makes it just under 6 years old now, and I feel like that design could use a little bit of a revamp with some of the new bits that we've got, for example slime blocks, and of course in the latest snapshot we also have all of these lovely blocks. Now all of these blocks are gravity blocks, which means that we can create something that looks just a little bit like this. Now this right here is my giant Minecraft rainbow piston sand wave, and I have to say I have absolutely chuffed to bits with this thing. Now as you may be able to tell, we aren't rocking the highest frames a second right now. While I'm recording, I get around about 11 frames a second, so I do apologise for the slight slideshow that we have going on. And also you may notice that sometimes these things go completely invisible and they disappear. You can no longer see them, which is a bit of a pain, because obviously if this thing was going smoothly then it would look amazing. I still think is good enough for me. I mean, we have got a lot of redstone action occurring here. We've got tons and tons of pistons, loads of observers, slime blocks, and obviously a bunch of entity moving as well. Despite my ridiculous specs for my system, clearly it's still too much to handle. So I guess I probably should give a bit of an advisory for the world download here. Just be warned, it could cause fires. I don't think there's anything more satisfying in Minecraft than this noise. The sound of millions of pistons firing. Now if you're wondering how I built this Goliath of a redstone contraption, I actually thought it was going to be really simple. When I came up with the idea, I thought I was just going to have to place the blocks on top of the slime blocks and then power the piston, and boom, they get launched up into the sky. But unfortunately, as per usual, it wasn't that simple. So then I tried to design it a little bit like this, but sadly that also wasn't working. So I had to settle on something that looks a little bit like this. Quite a bit bigger, quite a bit more expensive with all of the observers and all of the pistons, but the good news is that it completely works. So what actually happens with this system right here? Well, when we hit this button, this redstone torch turns off, which drops our concrete powder downwards, heading down towards our sticky piston with the slime block on top. But then it also powers this regular piston, which updates this observer, which powers this regular piston, which updates this observer, which powers this regular piston, updating the observer, which, yeah, sends a chain reaction through all of these pistons, eventually making their way up into this piston right here. Now, if you're wondering what all of this is actually our delay circuit. Unfortunately, because all of these designs were going to be placed directly next to one another with absolutely no space in between them, we couldn't really use redstone torch towers and repeaters and everything like that, the traditional redstone. We had to go a little bit different. And this is extremely different. I don't think I've ever created a delay using pistons and observers before, but it seemed to work, and it means that we have a bunch of extremely small modules that can be placed directly next to one another, which creates this rather amazing looking system right here. Have I mentioned that I'm proud of this yet? I'm really proud of this. Now as far as the finishing touches are concerned, first off I had to create a 16 by 16 area of all of these different modules, and then I connected them all up with a 1 tick delay between them. So we have got 1 tick delays going in this direction and also 1 tick delays going in this direction, which means that our wave travels across diagonally. Then I placed in all of our concrete powder in a diagonal order once again. So it starts with the white, and then it goes orange, and then the magenta, and then the light blue going across like that, the yellow, green, and so on and so forth, giving us stripes going across like that. And I think that creates a really, really cool look. So there it is. That right there is my gigantic rainbow piston sand wave machine thingamajig, the concrete powder wave machine. I don't really know what to call this thing. I don't really have a good name for it, but I do think it's a pretty impressive redstone contraption. Now, of course, there is a world download down in the description if you guys do want to check this thing out for yourselves, but unfortunately, ladies and gents, that is all I've got time for today. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo. I'm out. I'll see you later.